Hey, what's up, everybody? So today I wanted to talk about the University of Chicago and the letter that they sent to their incoming freshman students about their stance on safe spaces and trigger warnings and why they do not condone nor support such things. And this has caused an uproar across the internet, and it's created the new controversy of the day, where a lot of people are extremely offended that the University of Chicago would take this stance. And me personally, I am in complete agreement with the University of Chicago and their stance on this topic. Because when you create intellectual safe spaces and you create, trigger warnings for everything, I believe that it's detrimental to academia and it's detrimental to society as a whole. When you limit what people are exposed to, it makes people unable to cope with how the real world works. Not everything in the world is going to be a complete agreement with you. It's just, that's not how the world works. And, before I continue, I wanted to read a quick, excerpt or, a paragraph from the letter that they sent to their incoming freshman students. I'll put the rest of the letter in the description below, but here's one part that I really, really like. Our commitment to academic freedom means that we do not support so-called trigger warnings. We do not cancel invited speakers because their topics might prove controversial. And we do not condone the creation of intellectual safe spaces where individuals can retreat from ideas and perspectives at odds with their own. So I love that. I love that, they're not, limiting what their students are, able to be exposed to, at their university. And yes, there's, and here's the thing, I'm very, very big on the First Amendment, but there are some exceptions to it. If you go somewhere and you incite violence against somebody or a certain group of people, then yeah, it's like maybe you shouldn't have them. Maybe if you're actively wanting to incite violence at that point or wherever, then that's like one of the exceptions. But other than that, it's like it's everything else is to me fair game. If you want to talk about creationism, even though it's completely not true that when it comes to creationism is not actual science, then you can go ahead, because even though you are allowed to express yourself, doesn't mean that what you are expressing is the facts. But a lot of times people in these on these college campus environments, they don't understand is that when you limit the voice of the opposition, you only make their voices louder. You make their ideas stronger, and that's not the way to go. I don't like Donald Trump. I think he's a moron. I think he's a buffoon. And just recently, he came to the University of Akron to give a speech, and a lot of people, or excuse me, a lot of the people that I was with were saying that they don't even want him on our campus. But when you say things like that, when you try to limit the voice of someone that disagrees with you, no matter how dumb they might sound, you elevate them to a new level. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And then, I see a lot of these people who come from, these backgrounds where, they have both their parents, these white kids from the burbs who, never had to deal with any kind of socio-economic problems growing up. And then they come to these big city schools, and they expect everything to revolve around them and their cookie cutter, human life experience or whatever. And it's just, that's not how the world works, man. I didn't grow up in the hood, but I went to high school in the hood. And I seen a lot of issues growing up, and when I came to college and I started seeing people say safe space this, trigger warning that, I'm like, dude, that's nothing compared to what I seen when I was growing up, going to high school in the hood. And then I also went to I was also part of a vocational program in another high school in my city, which was probably one of the worst high schools in the city itself. And I seen some very violent shit when I was growing up. And it's like, I'm not gonna, it's like to just like have that kind of mindset where, minuscule things set people off so much, it just blows my mind away. I just don't get it. It's like when I came to campus, everyone's offended about everything. And the crazy thing is that I went to school with white people, black people, Asians, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and everyone was cool with each other, I spent the night at everyone, we would all spend the night at each other's houses, and, and we'd make, offhanded racist remarks sometimes, but we were all cool. It's like everyone's cool with each other. If someone tries to, fight one of us, we'd make sure we got each other's backs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you go to campus and it's just like everyone, it's like they come from another environment where it's just they're scared of their own shadows, and I don't get that, man. But in closing, I am in complete agreement with the University of Chicago. I want to thank them for what they're doing, because more universities need to take these stances to protect academic freedom, to protect the freedom of expression, etc. When some campus preachers came to campus and they had their signs up, people were like actually running away with their signs and whatever. And I don't like that. Don't attack them. Attack their ideas, and hold up a sign next to them saying this person's an effing idiot and this is why. But when you run off with a preacher sign of an aborted fetus, even though it's a ridiculous sign to be holding up, it's like you give power to them, and that's not the way to go. And that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching, and peace out, y'all. Have a nice day.